Welcome to the data presentation tool, the DPT training series. In this video, we'll be going through using the DPT dashboard. DPT dashboard contains a summary of the data that's contained within the DPT. The dashboard uses the data to provide a visual overview as to a breakdown as to patients with a certain condition, age, gender distribution, number of visits, and so forth. I'll be going through that in the next couple of minutes here. Starting in the top left is a summary of the total number of sentinels, which gives typically the providers, patient providers that are in the database. This could be physicians, nurse practitioners, or anyone that is a primary care provider for these patients. To the right, we have 22,000-ish patients. These are all the patients that are contained in a database. Now, typically when the data is exported from the EMR, there's going to be different types of patients in here. There may be patients that no longer are at the clinic. There may be deceased patients. This is giving you a summary of all those patients. Moving to the right, we have a drop-down that allows you to filter what view of the data you're looking at. You can look at all data, individual sentinel data, or a site-based data. To the right, once again, it shows number of active sentinels. Not all of the sentinels within the database may be active. We have all patients, a breakdown of all those patients, average age for all those patients, and a patients per sentinel breakdown. Below, what CPCSSN does to do a lot of the reporting is called a yearly contact group, or YCG. Throughout the DPT, you'll see references to YCG, or yearly contact group, which essentially is all those patients that have had a visit to the clinic in the last 12 months. So looking at this, we can see about 10,000 of the patients have had a visit to the clinic in the last 12 months with a different average age, and the average patients per sentinel drops because of that filtering there. Moving now, we have a gender distribution. Gender distribution of three subsets of groups, three groups. We have the sentinel gender distribution, showing about 38% of our sentinels are male and 62% are female. 39% of all the patients are male, 61% female. And when we look at the yearly contact group patients, 38% are male and 62% are female. Moving to the right, we interpret this graph here as a percentage of our yearly contact group patients that have one of the CPCSSN focus conditions. Now, CPCSSN has developed algorithms to identify which patients in the database have one of these 8 conditions: diabetes, depression, hypertension, COPD, osteoarthritis, dementia, Parkinson's, and epilepsy. When looking at this graph, you could look at the hypertension total, and it would identify that about 24%, 25% of all the yearly contact group patients have been identified as having hypertension. Moving further down, we have a breakdown of all the patients or the visits that have happened in the last 12 months. These are not unique patient counts, these are unique visit counts. So it is possible one patient has come in more than one times per month, per year, different things. This is total visits. The line in the green above is a list of all of the visits by all patients, and the one in the red below is the visits by patients that have one of the 8 CPCSSN conditions. Further to the right is the condition ratio. Similar to the visits in the last 12 months, it's broken down by those patients that have a condition and those do not. If we look at the yearly contact groups, 47% of all the yearly contact group patients have at least one of the 8 conditions, and 53% do not have any of the conditions, and 33% of all patients have at least one of the 8 conditions above. Moving further on the dashboard, you have the ability to change the language. The DPT is in both French and English. To change the language, you would click on the set on French or in English, and it would switch you to the different language. Other options on the dashboard, you have the ability to provide feedback. The feedback tool allowed to submit bugs, suggestions, feedback, ideas for future development, which will go straight to the DPT developers for updating and keeping the DPT fresh. There's also a credits window for information about how the DPT was developed. Now, part of the dashboard is the ability to filter the data by different areas. So right now we're looking at the all data dashboard. If I wanted to look at just Sentinel 7, it would give you a breakdown of just that Sentinel. You can see that that Sentinel is a male Sentinel, and here's the breakdown of his practice. You can also do the same by site. Allows you to give you a quick ability to compare between sentinels and sites, see how things are different, to identify any trends or issues that you'd like to dig deeper into. Other parts of the dashboard is you have the ability to name your DPT however you'd like. Currently, we've named the DPT demo version. I can change that to whatever I'd like to fit to my needs, and you have a new name for the DPT. We are also able to add a logo and any other visuals to really customize the DPT to your needs. Okay, and that's an overview of the DPT dashboard. I ask you to please forward any questions or feedback as you have them. Thank you.